Well, hello and welcome to another edition of 907 Sports. We got Tyler Lane,
Yep.
I'm Jordan Rodenberger, and this is 907 Sports, where it is all Alaska all the time, and we're really starting to thaw out here in Alaska here in
Yeah.
mid-May now.
Yeah, definitely. Our time in the dome for now finished at the moment. Mulcahy opening up, fishing spots opening around the state. It's an exciting time for sure.
It's about that time, and another sign is those trails starting to open up, and one of the signs that it is officially here is the Turnagain Arm Trail Run. That kicks off the running season here annually just south of Anchorage, and I remember last year it was snowing in that early May Turnagain Arm Trail Run. This year it was just a beautiful day with that green starting to come out this time of year. It's also a UAA cross-country fundraiser. They went from Potters Creek Trailhead to McHugh and back about 7 miles, and in the men's champion under 40 minutes. Let's see who that was. Will McGovern taking gold there, and on the women's side it was that 1-2 punch. Anna Dalton in first, Sophie Wright in second. Dalton's a national champion trail runner, and she says she showed up and registered for the race just 5 minutes before the start. They gave her a bib and said, go have fun. She defended her title from last year. She can crush the trails no matter the temperatures, whether it was snowing like last year or the beautiful day like this year.
Compared to last year I ran in ski gloves and a raincoat. So the beginner tank top, it's amazing. And I grew up here, so just this is my community, these are my people, these are my trails. So no place I'd rather be than here.
And another sign that the winter is officially behind us is
Yep.
those hockey seasons are officially wrapped up here locally.
Yeah, definitely. The Anchorage Wolverines wrapping up their season this last weekend against the Wisconsin Windigo, ultimately falling to them in Game 5 of the Midwest Division Finals, 2-1, ending what was another strong season for the boys in blue, now finishing as the runners-up in the Midwest. We caught up with Coach Nick Walters a moment after the game for his reaction.
Yeah, I mean, you and I were talking about it. You never really planned for that message. But for me, it was just thanking all those guys. It's a long season. They get here right after Labor Day, and here we are, middle of May. It's a long season, and it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of commitment. It takes high character kids to come in here and endure that. So the biggest thing I said was I just wanted to thank those guys for their commitment, their hard work coming into our organization.
Yeah, all things considered, it was a good year for the Wolverines. You were able to win a playoff series, have a great record at home at the Sullivan. Having the Sullivan Arena back was great for
Yeah.
that first year, so that was exciting to see.
I think it sets a lot of excitement, for next year what we'll see from these teams, because obviously if they're selling out playoff games and we're already seeing what the parking and things like that were in season 1, what's it going to be like in season 2 and beyond? So definitely good to have the Sullivan back, and really it feels like not that long ago we were talking about the opening of spring sports here on 907 and just how excited everyone was, get outside, and already we're really getting close to regionals here. Plus the high school year is ending here pretty soon. Kids are
Yeah.
graduating, making their college signings official. I think you got a little on that, right?
Yes, that's right. It's really that time where they're getting in all those
Yeah.
signings right before graduation, right as those seasons are wrapping up. In West Anchorage, actually saw 11
Wow.
all signing at once together, from rugby to golf and then to all the traditional sports in between. It was a pretty special moment there at West Anchorage High School.
It's a celebration of years of hard work.
I mean, I'm just so excited for this new chapter.
11 West Anchorage athletes playing 9 different sports, putting pen to paper together to continue their athletics and academics.
Yeah, super cool. I'm good friends with a lot of kids who else signed here for other sports and stuff, so it's really just cool seeing all my other friends accomplish, their dreams and stuff too along with me.
Some sticking together in state, like runners Max Erickson and Marcus Wallstead signing to UAF.
It means a lot, honestly. We need people up in Alaska, small town runners making a change,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Each with their own journey, and some taking a road less traveled out of Alaska.
Yeah, I think definitely it's hard, not playing high school sport.
Harrison Martin earned an uncommon rugby scholarship to Boise State by way of Alaska Youth Rugby, a sport he was introduced to thousands of miles away.
I used to live in Hong Kong. My dad is a pilot and he was based over there, so I started playing when I was about 9 and played it there, moved back here my freshman year, and yeah, just been playing up here ever since.
While there are no high school rugby teams, the sport has still produced one of the state's greatest athletes, Alaska Sports Hall of Famer and Olympic medalist Alev Kelter.
I mean, it's really great for, I think, Alaska rugby, for her to go and, win the Olympic medal. I think it's really cool to see someone from Alaska do that, and I think it inspires a lot of rugby players from here.
Well, Henry Carr discovered his dream at the most magical place on earth.
When I was 8 years old, I was in Disney World, and a par 3, I hit a hole-in-one, and that's where it all brewed. I was like, I love this game. The high of my life right there peaked.
Henry is on par to join his brother Jack at Willamette University, who signed to the same school in the same gym 2 years ago.
He's my biggest inspiration. Like when he goes out the course, he like motivates me to get up out of bed and try to be better than him. It's always chasing him. He's always the motivation for that.
But beyond succeeding in their sport at the next level, these student athletes have dreams out of this world.
So I want to go into space law to be able to bring space exploration and space travel to less economically developed countries and help them develop their space programs by having advocates in the international legal system.
Super cool stuff there. I'd love to see athletes going to the next level out of Alaska. Very difficult in any sport, but especially considering some of those other ones like rugby. There's no high school rugby team here.
Definitely, and a lot of big goals, as you can see, as you just heard. We'll be rooting for them. There was another big signing happening over at Colony High School up in the Valley. Johnny Figgins officially signing on with the University of Wisconsin River Falls, coming after a really big time on the gridiron, especially as a place kicker, knocking home a 41-yard field goal a couple years ago against Wasilla. That was actually a program career record. Also a 55-yarder, as he said to you in practice, really showing his length there all across the field. And we talk about it a lot, the high school level, compared to NFL and college, your confidence in kickers can be a little different. But in this case, his coaches had no trouble sending him out there.
I get really nervous about the offense. I was a touchdown. You're so clear.
Man, I feel like I've been doing this for a few years now, and not many kicking college signings I have been to, and so that's impressive to see out of Johnny Figgins there.
And think about the place that he's coming from that has prepared him for this, because he said he's coming from a place that's windy. Obviously, we've seen that in the Valley multiple times. Coming from a place that's cold, it's exactly like that how he said at Wisconsin River Falls. So he's prepared in probably one of the best ways that a lot of kids at this level just were not. So he's got that experience now to take with him, and it'll especially help. I think we saw, 7 kids signing at that position where he's going, so quite the competition. Any leg up helps.
No, absolutely, and there's many factors like why we may not see that. Some schools abandon kicking altogether. They'll be at the 10, 15-yard line, they're like, we're going for it, or after scoring a touchdown, they're saying, we're just going to go.
It's always the 2-point,
two-point conversion, so they may just abandon it altogether. And kids in other states have the advantage of kicking all year round, outdoors, warm weather. Here, Johnny's he's kicking into nets, he's kicking at the dome, like he has to do, and you don't get those same elements for kicking. So always awesome to see a Alaskan kicker go on to college. So looking forward to seeing how that plays out.
Yeah, definitely have an advantage now. Doesn't have to look like Adam Vinatieri in the tuck rule game every time he wants to practice clearing the field and things like that.
Not at all. And speaking of Alaskans and college and movements there, Alani Makaheli has announced that he's going back to UNLV for his senior year. So we look forward to seeing how that plays out.
Definitely, get him back in the starting lineup. Always love to see our Alaskans stand out, and we'll definitely be rooting for him there.
Yes, and as we wrap up this edition of 907 Sports, we encourage you to always reach out to us, whether it's story ideas, tips, videos. We can't be everywhere at all at once, so please let us know what's going on in your community, some of the highlights, some of the athletes that we may need to know about. Also, maybe some fishing going on this summer as well we may need to know about.
Yeah, I know. I think we have some stuff in the works that we're trying to lock down, but hey, if you've got some options for us, let us know. We'd love to come out and see what we can get there.
That's right. sports@ktuu.com is how you email us, and we appreciate you tuning into this edition of 907 Sports, and we'll catch you next time.